Today we are discussing about input forms, so which are very, very important for the developer because in the application, mainly we are using these HTML forms only. HTML forms. See, what is the purpose of form? How can we create the form? What are the HTML form elements? HTML form elements are there. Form elements are so mainly input form type we are using. Mainly input form, and separately we use a text area select we use for drop down box, and button also. Two types of buttons we create. Those things also I'll explain. These are mainly form elements. And here input means again divided into different types of input we can give. Here the first one is a text. Next one, password we can give, email we can give, and that instead of text only number we can give, is a telephone number we can give, date we can give, is a time we can give, checkbox we can give, and so many are there. Like different types of inputs. Like same submit button is also there. So form elements, using the form elements, right, we can create that forms. What is the purpose of form actually? That is the first thing. Here, suppose if you are creating the login form, it seems to be like normally login form will be like this. Is enter username, some text box, enter password. Enter password is a text box. Next one is a login. But after entering the text, here, after entering the text username and some password, when you click on this one, where it goes means what? It has to submit to the server side program. It is actually called server. We already discussed that. In server backend, if PHP means what? It will submit to PHP. Is a Java means what? It will submit to Java or JSP. Is a .NET means what? Is ASP. Like this, it will submit to the server side program. Server side. So later, whenever we are learning the backend, everything we need to write inside that form only. Everything we need to inside the form. Here we are writing labels, text boxes, check boxes, everything. And simply here we are writing that submit. Once you submit that information, these details, nothing but what all the details you enter here will submit to nothing but action to server side page. Here it is something login.php. It will be like this. So that information will submit to the server side code. So this one we need to write, but now of course no need to write. But why we are learning the forms means what? Forms are used to submit the information from the client to server program. And this is what, suppose somewhere, whenever you download that form related programs and all, right, it will show. But actually now we are not using this one. So you will get confusion. Sir, why sir closed here? and I have seen something which is given when I download something from the internet. But when you need to understand means what? Once your HTML class completed, then whenever we start server-side coding for the form, we will add this. Of course, not this. A few more are there. Those we will add based on our backend. Based on our backend, we add is a one. Okay, now we'll see the things one by one by one. How to create that and how the things gets executed. Just taking that forms.html is a normally HTML is a head location is not required. Any styles if you want to apply, so everything is in a body. And we are writing everything in form. We are writing everything in a form tag. Is a one. Okay. The first one is what? Simply one by one, I want to introduce. Directly input type is equal to input type is equal to, if I see, if I'm just writing text, if I'm just writing text, and here it is just writing closing like this only, enough. Only this much. Input type equals to text. And I'm saving. And I'm saving. So when you run this one, see when you run this one, it is showing like this text box. You can enter the text. You can enter the text. But before that, sir, I want to display something. You can directly give like this, enter username, enter username. And if you save it, see output is game, but rule is what? Don't give like this directly. Directly. Just give with the label. Label. Label means any message if you want to give, that's a label we are giving. Is a one. Okay. Sir, why you are giving like this label? Directly, why don't you give means what? I'll explain. The reasons are there. Any message you want to display in form, like instead of using paragraphs and all, labels. Giving that labels. Next one. In the same way, see here, whenever you are entering that is a text is visible. Text. Now, sending the control to next line or else a side by side will come. Is a break. Break means in the next line. Again, label. Again, label is enter password. Enter password. This is the one. Okay. And here it is what? Input. Input type is equal to directly password is there. Password. Then it will show like this. So what is the difference between these two? What is the difference means what? When you enter, now it is not visible. Once you click on this one, then it is visible. Just like that normal passwords. Okay. And here it is, I'm giving that break. Giving that break. First I'm showing everything. I'm showing everything. That is. Next, the different things are there. So here it is label. Input mail ID. Input mail ID. So normally, whenever we are entering that mail ID, some basic restrictions we will set. So what are the basic restrictions? Should be present at the rate, and all the things are there. With the help of that one, recently introduced this one, like in HTML5, these few things they introduced. Email is an email. So here, whenever we are giving this, well, it is not, see, some tooltip it is showing. After writing, if you don't give at the rate or something, please include an at the rate in the email address. Word is missing an at the rate. So that is actually called tooltip. We can also give tooltips directly, but it is already predefined. Basic, sir, if you don't give, what will happen? Here, no particular restrictions. No particular restrictions. Okay, but still it is there. Here it is. The basic restriction it has given, whether you follow or not following, they predefined like this. Please try to follow that rule simply. The next one is what? Is the same. Now let me copy. Hmm, oh. Here it is what? Next one is a label. Label. Suppose enter age. Enter age. It's the same input. All input types only. Input type is equals to number. Input type is equal to number. This is one. Sir, here it is here it is. Can we enter the text, sir? No. If you try to enter the text, it will give error. Only number you need to enter. And there is an option like this. Increment and decrement options also there. Automatic increase and decrease. You cannot enter the text here. Purely, you can enter only numbers. So what is the advantage of this one? Suppose, sir, in the text box also you can enter the number. But the thing is what? It will come as a text only. Like it will come it as a string. String. So what will happen? For example, if you take the value, I'll show you whenever we are writing some calculator programs and all, once we start the JavaScript, is a very soon. Suppose if you take two values like 34 and suppose is a 56 and expected output is what? Is a 90, but output will come is a 3456. Reason is what? If you give input box, it will take 34 as a string, 56 as a string, and it will become concatenation. So again, you have to convert so much code you have to write like parseInt of 34. Next one is a parseInt of 56. Then you will get the output is what? Is expected output. Is a expected output. So instead of that, number means what? As it is a number input, directly you will get everything. Directly you will get everything. That is the one. Okay. Next in the same way. Next in the same way. And let me do this. Next. First, let me show you all. Is a break. See, even though you are not following the rules, outputs are coming. That is only problem with this. Is a label. Is a label. And here it is what? Enter. Here it is. Enter. For example, date of birth. So date picking. And same, it is also new one. In early days, we have to create that. We have to create date picking. Now they introduce directly calendar. That is what? Time. Or a date. First a date. Is a date. If you are giving this, see automatically the calendar will come. Calendar. You can select that year. You can select that month in that, and in that you can select the date, everything. You can simply pick that date, whatever you want is one. Okay. For time picking means what? Time option is there. Time. Next one, look at this, is a break. Break. Input type is a submit button. This is important. Input type is a submit button. Value you must write. Value means, so what is the message you need to display on that submit button? Sir, suppose here it is submit form I am giving. Submit form. See, this is what submit button. But whenever you click on submit button, it is looking for something. It is looking for something. See, suppose here, just generally, I'm writing action equals to my form dot php I have written. Whenever you submit, look at this. It is going to my form dot php, but cannot get my form dot php because where is the PHP code? Is not there. Is not there. Once you submit the information, so whatever you have provided will submit. But sir, without entering the data, when you submit, it is going. I don't need like that. I don't need like that. So simply here at the last, just giving that required is what? Required. Whenever you write like this, everywhere required. Once you save it, now if you try to submit, see here, hope you get the difference. Now you must fill out this field. But sir, this is a by default. By default, sir, I want to give my own message, clear message. Please enter the username, right? Please enter password. Suppose if you are giving like this and submit, please fill out this one, submit. Please fill out this one, submit. Please include an at the rate, age, date, something pick. Then only you can submit the form. You got it? So that is what required. Required means what? It's a mandatory field. You must give. You must give. It's a mandatory field. Next few more. After this, I just want to write how many languages know. How many languages know? It's a label. It's a label. How many languages know? I just want to write. Okay. So that is what languages. Suppose number of languages if you give, they can select multiple. The people can speak in a multiple languages. So we need to give multiple options to check. That is what checkbox. Here input type is equal to checkbox. Input type equal to checkbox. So how many checkboxes required? Suppose 3 checkboxes required. Consider. If you give, look at this. 3 checkboxes, it is giving like this. 3 checkboxes. But here something, the name you need to specify at least. For the checkbox, the name you need to specify. How can we specify that name? Here, aside. Suppose English, Telugu, Hindi, like this. we need to give like this. Okay, see here, they can check everything and they can uncheck. Multiple are there. Multiple are there. In the same way, observe this. This point is little important. Break. Break is a label. Enter gender. Enter gender. So among multiple, only one option you have to select. Only one option you have to select. Input type is a radio. Input type is a radio. This one. When you are writing like this, see three are coming. See, now you can able to check all the three like this. All the three like this. Suppose if I'm giving that gender is a male, is a female, and is a other. Suppose I'm taking like this other. But see, among multiple, all you can able to select just like this one. So very, very important one. Here, one more thing you need to add. Here, normally, name is the same name you can use. English means English, Telugu, Hindi, or E. Anything you can use. Name, suppose is a Telugu, is a name. Different we can use. Is a Hindi. What is the purpose means later to collect the data. But here important, name is always you use the same name, same value only. Like gender, na? Gen. We are writing like this. Gen, and gen. And this is gen. Is a one. Now look at this. Now if you select that, suppose if you select that female, that male will uncheck automatically. Once you click on this other, then that will automatically go. Hope you got it. This is the way we are writing this one. And one more is a break. Is a break. Now here, so whenever we are taking that drop down box. Drop down box means what? Is a select box. Select here. Like for example, first label we have given. So what is this? Select qualification, suppose. Select qualification. We are just giving that select. Select. In that select, we are giving that name, any name if you want to give, you can, but that is not required as of now. As of now. Select options we have to give in the drop down box. Is a drop down box. For example, diploma, number of options we are given. Options, degree, options, BTech, option PG, option PhD. When you are giving like this, now see it will show like this. Select the qualification. So once you click on this, all the things, once you can select that anything from that. So this is what is a select box. Is a select box. Is a one. Next one is a, if you are writing, like mostly where we use label. Suppose suggestions before submitting, suggestions or comments. Comments. Little text area we write. This is the way, text area. Text area. But here, simply we are specifying this text area. text area, how many rows and how many columns you need to specify. How many rows and how many columns? Because whenever it is showing the text area like this, it will show like this. Text area, suggestions and comments, just give the break. This break. Here it is. Then you can select here it is. How many rows required by default? Sir, I need 2 rows. How many columns required? Suppose sir, 15, up to 15 characters it will show. See like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17. Showing like is a minimum size. That's all. You can, if you want to give, suppose is a 30, then 30 it will show. 30, it will be like this. Number of rows 2 I have taken. If you take a 3, then size will increase like this. Sessions and comments. Sessions and comments. And by default, I want to show some message here. Not only here, everywhere, in input box, everywhere. That is actually called placeholder. Placeholder. Message here or type here. Just to show something. See, look at this. Type here. It is in the background. Whenever you are typing, it will go. It's like a placeholder or comment here. Okay. So using all these things, you have to create one file. Let me show you one thing, because in the last class, we already discussed that how to create that forms and everything. I mean, how to create the tables and everything. So now clearly, suppose if it is a login form, just consider if it is a login form, everything we need to specify in table. We need to specify in table. Simply here only I'm giving the border. I'm giving the border. Border equals to suppose 1. Border equals to 1. Here caption we are using simple caption is a login form. Is a login form. Total 3 rows I am writing is a table row. Look at this. First row, second row, and third row. Third row. In the first row, 2 columns is a first column and is a second column. Here also is a first column, is a second column. In the third row, only button is a 1. Now observe. Is a first row I am writing. So what is this? First column is a label. What is that? Label. Enter username. Enter username. Look at this. All are showing now. Enter username. The second column, input type is equal to text. Input type equal to text. Look at this. It will be like this. Next. In the second row, label. Enter password. Enter password. Same input type is equal to password. Type equal to password. See here, like properly is coming. Now last one, you know that. Sir, it's a button. Input type is equal to, it's a submit button. But what is the value? It's a login. Is a login. That is. Sir, see, but why it is, how it is showing like this? And this one already we discussed. Call span to align align center, align center. So this is the simple way of creating the form. Is a simple way of creating the form. So then how can we set that CSS and all means what? I'll share the document. With the document only, you please try CSS. And whenever we are doing that final homepage and everything, I'll explain one by one, one by one. Now here, what you have to do, complete student registration form, you please try. Same like a table only, student registration form. That is a caption like this. Caption, I'm just giving. Here it is, enter name. Enter name. Here is one text box. Here is one text box. Enter mobile. Here is one text box. Is one text box. Enter mail ID. Enter mail ID is a one. Next one, enter date of birth. Enter date of birth. This one. And here it is the same story. Here it is languages known. Look at this. Languages known in this one. And here it is like a, so what are the languages known? What are the languages known? Just give the options. Just give the options. All the three, just give in this single column only. Table creation is important. This is one column. This all the three in one column. That's why it's visible like this properly. Okay. Next one is a gender. Same. The gender. Use the three things. Use the three. Don't forget to give the name. Next one. Here it is. Enter. Select. Select same qualification. Select your qualification. Here it is, just give the drop down box. Give the drop down box. Here it is a date of birth. Is a date of birth. Something will be like this. Okay. Next one. Here it is. Enter. Select qualification is the select the country or state, anything if you want to give. That is also you can use that box. Only some of the countries, suppose if you allow or something, is a one. Right. Next one is a same. Comments or suggestions, or you have an option. You have an option like any resume or something, any documents if you want to give, you can. You can. Here it is. We have an options. We have an option. Suggestions or comments. Is a text area. Is a text area. We are giving like this. And then finally, register. Register is a button. It should be in the middle center. Is the one you need to complete for today. Okay. You will get that video. I'll upload that video. Please take this screenshot and you can leave for today.